Hey there everybody and welcome back once again to the channel. I'm Chris Olmy, this is Starters Order 6 and, well, Rascalicious Farms has had a good season. There's been a few stumbles along the way, but we're chalking this up to a good season. Not only that, but things just might get a little more interesting. Because, as you can see, we've got a race for every horse booked. One of them's today, which is at Santa Anita, and every other race is tomorrow at Santa Anita. So this is the 4th of November. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now. You can see the races that we've got lined up for our horses. We've got the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf for Hidden Beauty today. We've got Starboard Princess in the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Turf tomorrow. We've got Rainbow in the Breeders' Cup Turf. We've got Ethereal Dreamer in the Breeders' Cup Mile. Crimson Star will run the Breeders' Cup Classic. Grand Sahara will run the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. And Lock Journal is penciled in for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. So, there's a lot of races. They're all Breeders' Cup races, and, you know, this is a breeding save. I didn't plan this. This just kind of all fell together. These are the horses at the right distance for these races at this time of year when they're all between sort of a month or so, you know, a month to a month and a half since they last raced. There wasn't anything else Group 1 apart from these races about. Rainbow is up to a mile 4 because that's all I could find, but I really want to race her again. I'm still seeing the over racing. So Grand Sahara is close to being over raced. Lock Journal's raring to go. Hidden Beauty is raring to go. And then all three of my 3-year-olds are over raced, and Starboard Princess. As you know, age 5, that doesn't matter. So I've done some research. I haven't seen a 3-year-old that's been over raced before. That's new to me. I did some research. It could happen when you over race a 2-year-old. It carries on to their 3-year-old season. I haven't seen it carry on into a 4th on anybody else's game yet. I spent a while just making sure, seeing exactly what it could mean, and really I don't believe it's anything to truly worry about. I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. So, we're gonna keep racing. But I'm thinking, for the over-raced horses, you look here, Ethereal Dreamer's race 10, Rainbow's 10, 14 for Crimson Star. Of course, it's a Triple Crown winning horse, so, you know, these are decent numbers at the age that they're at for their careers. And 6, 5 and 6 for the young horses. So I'm thinking this might be the last race of the season for some of these horses, the 3-year-olds, and for Grand Sahara if she is close to being over raced as well. So we might just have Hidden Beauty, Lock Journal and Starboard Princess running one more after this. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure right yet, but today, like I say, we're just going to run with it. It's too perfect, all being Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita. One today and the other 6 tomorrow, so it's just too much fun not to. So let's make sure that we're not skipping the actual race. Hidden Beauty, top rated, low weighted, and yeah, there's a couple of other decent horses in here that sort of split the betting up. There's not really too much in this field that I know, like Cherokee Queen, Blue Triangle up in second in the bidding. That's a nice one. So not bidding, betting. Meandering Rose, not really a great horse. You look at his form, but yeah, that could be a decent horse. Smart Timing could be decent. And Cajun Sunrise is yet to run, so, you know, that could be a surprising horse from Canada. But we're going to jump in here. We're just going to go straight into this race now. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf Grade 1 2-year-old race over a mile. And in this we have Hidden Beauty. So let's zoom right in. Wait for the field to sort of find their preferred spots. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting couple of days here at Santa Anita. We're hopefully to take over this racetrack and come home with a lot of wins, basically. A lot of wins, a lot of Grade 1 wins, a lot of prize money. That's what I'm looking for. So around this first bend, Cajun Sunrise right at the back, Cherokee Queen and Meandering Rose just ahead of that. Smart Timing way down the field, as is Hidden Beauty at this early stage as we come down the back stretch, 4.5 furlongs out. Lady Virginia Textbook Method, Quinsco, My Gabrielle Magic Union, and then Radiantly making a move here down the inside. Dance for Us, Envahir, and Guide Us has led the way quite well up until now. There's a lot of horses here as we roam this final turn. Hidden Beauty is moving up, but 1.5 furlongs, and yeah, here comes Hidden Beauty. 1 furlong, moving quicker than any other horse. Cherokee Queen, however, didn't have as far to run and is going to take this. A nice run by Cherokee Queen there. Excuse me, guys, I need to blow my nose. Sorry about that. Yeah, the unbeaten Hidden Beauty gives up her record as a 2-year-old. 2 3/4 lengths back. I felt that it was way down the field, far too long. We didn't get into position when everyone else was. We had to come up the inside because the outside was clogged, and then the front 2 horses were kind of in the way on the inside, so it's back to the outside. Too much to do, not great sort of field position, I don't believe. So I don't think the jockey ran that one as well as we could have. But Cherokee Queen was, you know, the next highest rating. It was the horse that was more laid back, so maybe we wouldn't have beaten it anyway. But Hidden Beauty, I think that's a nice run. It's a shame it's not another win, it's not another Grade 1 win, but you know, we do like Hidden Beauty a lot. And we're just going to have to see if it gets distance, because it might be at its breeding distance right now. This is where her sort of sire and mare have really been, you know, it's the average of their racing distances, so who knows, we might see more from Hidden Beauty, but I've got this feeling that 1 mile is where we need to be with her. So Love the Ground, that's not a great start to the weekend, but that's our warm-up. That's a 2nd place for Hidden Beauty. Like I say, the first defeat that, you know, she has suffered in her entire career. So 6 wins in a row, including 2 Grade 1 wins, and then 2nd in the Breeders' Cup sort of juvenile, what was that? Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. So now we've got a day packed full of these races. We're just going to jump in. We've got 6 of these today to get through. So Grand Sahara is up next. So Hidden Beauty, Grand Sahara, the 2 that I'd penciled in as potential Triple Crown runners next season. Hidden Ticket is back once again in this race. So that's one. Hail Mary's another one that I've seen before somewhere. I don't know where, but I recognize that name. Dagenham Fox is another horse that I know. That's one that we've bred. So that could be an interesting horse to go up against. And Envahir again is back. So Grand Sahara here with the chance to prove that not only does she have the distance, but maybe she has the pedigree a little bit better than Hidden Beauty. So we'll see. We will see indeed. She's not got the best start, but she's come through there into a decent position right now. I'm fairly happy with where she is in the field. So let's get into a decent zoom rate. And we can see. So seductively at the back, Lady Virginia, magnificent, radiantly. RB's token, Enver here, there, coming at the, I think it's just in picture there. True Tales is in the mix with Agostoli. They're just behind Grand Sahara. Hidden Ticket and Dagenham Fox almost neck and neck in 4th and 5th place. They are the two that we have breeded. Industrial Policy here on the outside in the blue and yellow. Metal on the inside with the red with the yellow-orange arms. And Hail Mary is out in the lead. I believe she's done this before in a previous race. We've had a horse in this season, which is probably why I know that name. So we're 7 horses or 6 horses abreast coming round the beginning of the turn. It's down to 5 abreast. It's down to 4 abreast. We're pushing now down to a different 4. And Grand Sahara and Dagenham Fox, Hidden Ticket, all here in the mix. Moving ahead of Metal. Moving ahead now of Hail Mary. And it's the 3 breeded horses that are running for the line. There goes Dagenham Fox. There drops off Hidden Ticket. And Grand Sahara will storm and win this race by some distance. And that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Against a pair of rascalicious breeded horses. We take 1, 2, 3 in breeding terms at the Breeders' Cup. Absolutely outstanding. And Grand Sahara runs and takes the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Grade 1 mile. So, yeah, look at that. 3 3/4 length. That wasn't even close. That was not even close. So I like these 2 horses a lot. I just needed to get the numbers down. In other save games, they may well have survived the cull at the start of the season. But I'm really happy with Grand Sahara, the way she is running. She's up to a 119. That's fantastic. And she should have the distance. That's the thing. She should have the distance to go after those Triple Crown races. Her stamina is getting up there. She's winning these big races. That's the 3rd Grade 1 win as a 2-year-old. I don't have that happen ever. I rarely have 1 Grade 1 win. Grand Sahara is looking like she is going to be well ready and well rounded by the time those Triple Crown races appear. So I would expect the horse will stay further. She's already moving towards a mile 1, mile 2 territory, maybe even the mile 3, which might be a bit far for the Preakness. I hope she's at a mile 1 now, because then when she starts growing into a mile 2 for the Derby, the Preakness won't be too far away. And just after the Preakness, if she can get her full distance of a mile 3, that will really help in the Belmont. So I'm really happy with that. That's a brilliant way to start the day. And we're going to follow that up with Starboard Princess, 134 rated. The best horse in this field, La Kurmalal, is back once again. You Said I Do is back once again. Who else is there? Zips Baby Zip, En Caliente, Argentia is back, Hot Rendezvous, Child of Our Time, and Dancing Tower. We've all raced against these horses before. So Hot Rendezvous, we know that can be a good horse, and we know this 10 to 1 shot here, La Kurmalal, is a very nice horse. Pushed us all the way in the previous race. So I'm going to say that this is almost a match race between the 2 of us. So Kurmalal is here, moving into first from the outside. We're on the inside taking it nice and easy at the start of this race. So let's zoom out a little bit, and we're almost neck and neck. One on the inside, one on the outside. And 8 furlongs left to go as we're down here now, ready to go around this track. Maharani at the back, Child of Our Time, Argentia, Desert Fairy, Angelica Tree, En Caliente, then up to Hot Rendezvous and Starboard Princess. Kind of at the back of this chasing pack. Zips Baby Zip, Lucifer Stone, You Said I Do, La Kurmalal and Dieberg are all there in this chasing pack. We're moving now onto the backstretch, 5 furlongs away. We've already passed the post once, of course. And this chasing pack, everybody's getting into position now and catching up to Dancing Tara, who has led this race. Starboard Princess just on the outside of La Kurmalal. This is probably the race developing between the two of them, ready for the fight for the line. I don't know if anyone else is going to join us in that race for the line, but we're probably the best 2 horses in this field. We came so close together on the last race. It looks like Kurmalal does not have a nice line out. 1.5 furlongs. Starboard Princess is going to be able to start moving nice and clean and through. La Kurmalal is coming with us. Lucifer Stone is coming with us. But we had a nice easy path out to the front. The others didn't, and Starboard Princess puts that in the record books. That's another good Grade 1 win. And a good run there. Not as close as previous races. I don't think she'll go above a 134 there. No, that wasn't impressive enough to push her higher. Good win. Good win. We're 2 for 2 on the day. We've got a second and 2 firsts over the weekend. Well, Friday and the Saturday, but the racing weekend. Lock Journal here seems to be, yep, he is the highest rated horse. We see, who else is up here? Liberty Seeker. That's a horse I know. River Rhapsody, a horse I know. And of course, Felix the House Cat, who ran really well in the juvenile turf. So, we're here. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile. This is for colts and stallions only. So an all-male field for 2-year-olds. Felix the House Cat is a horse I think is going to be very good. I'm going to make a note of his name after this video, because I believe he could be a really nice horse in the breeding barn if he makes it there. So, 7.5 furlongs. We're very early on this race. Lock Journal on the inside, starting to move down to the back of this chasing pack. As we round the turn, we see Grey Cruisine at the back of the field. Fire and Rain, Client and 8, Fibs and Flannel, and Kazine just ahead. Liberty Seeker, River Rhapsody, and Alex's Pal, with Lock Journal just behind this chasing pack, just in view there. For non-stop, Fort Drum, Kingston Folly, and Loxton Lad, they're all in prime position now, chasing down the race leader, Felix the House Cat. So Felix is obviously a front-running horse. He likes to run and make the pace for the race. We're coming up now 3.5 furlongs around this final bend. We're just starting. You can see everybody moving into position. There's a lot of horses coming up here. I don't know if any closers are in this field to make a late run. At the moment, Lock Journal is in second place in great position. Fort Drum just there on the inside, and for non-stop on the outside. River Rhapsody not far back, and I know that horse has a good finish usually. So Felix the House Cat is now in second place with over a furlong to go. Lock Journal kicks on, pushes clear, and here comes River Rhapsody into third might, yeah, might not have enough to take second. So River Rhapsody in third, Felix the House Cat with a long race there from the front, finishes up second, and the win goes to Lock Journal here over a mile. So that's a very good race. Very good race. Apologies, I just keep coughing, so keep having to pause the recording there to so you don't have to hear it. But Lock Journal, favourite, highest rated. Felix the House Cat not far behind. That is a lovely battle, and a good horse, Felix. I'm not really worried yet about it, but it's got the distance where it could be an option for the Triple Crown races next season. So we'll see how it progresses. We will see how it progresses. But Lock Journal here, 115 up to 117 rated. And yeah, this is turning out to be quite a decent little horse. Tripper spot on, lovely. So it's definitely in that mile category. Ethereal Dreamer up next, 7th place in this last race. So this is a bit of a stretch for Ethereal Dreamer. I'm thinking of just putting it in the breeding barn for a season or two and see what comes from it there. I don't believe it's a great racing horse. It might surprise me and have a huge jump before its 4-year-olds for the 4-year-old season, but this is a very tough field indeed. I mean, it's matched up with Founding Chairman and Unbridled Time in terms of rating, and Unbridled Time is a little laid back for this race, so that could stand it in good stead. City Weekend is ahead. Royal Spy, Strictly Silver, Kingmaker and Green Mask, they're all fantastic horses, so we're just gonna have to watch this one and see where it comes. So don't expect a win. This should break up our winning race sort of weekend. Second on our only race on the Friday. We've won all our Saturday races, and yeah, Ethereal Dreamer, I don't know if she has the actual quality here. She didn't do too well in the last race, so remains to be seen. It does remain to be seen. So Lipan, Bitter Gold, Kingmaker, Fantastic Day, Strictly Silver, Unbridled Time, Green Mask, Ethereal Dreamer in the middle there. School of Hard Knocks, Guardian, Guy's Reward and Founding Chairman all chasing down Royal Spy in second, and City Weekend taking it out and the lead. So 4.5 furlongs here down the back, and we can see things are cropping together here quite nicely. Everybody's sort of up here together. Most of the big guys are anyway. We should see a little run or two from the back. It looks like there's a couple of decent closers in this, but saying that, most of this field is actually on camera right now. Most of the field is actually on camera. We're just starting to lose one or two. And we're rounding this final turn. 1.5 furlongs. Who's going to make the run? Who's going to make the run? Ethereal Dreamer is out into second place and is chasing down City Weekend. And there is 0.5 furlong. City Weekend is fading fast. There's 0.2 of a furlong. And Ethereal Dreamer just doesn't have enough. And there goes Strictly Silver up into second. Green Mask was coming on strong. May have grabbed second place. But top 3 for Ethereal Dreamer would be fantastic. Oh, just taken on the line by Green Mask. Just taken on the line. I expected a 4th or 5th sort of finish here. Maybe a little deeper. Maybe up to like 8. I wouldn't have been surprised 6th to 8th finish. So 4th by a short head. Just didn't have that extra little bit in that final furlong to get ahead of City Weekend. Yeah, Green Mask and Strictly Silver with some great late runs. I'm not too disappointed with that. Ethereal Dreamer, it's up to 121. That was a really competitive field in the Breeders' Cup Mile. So I'm really not surprised that happened. Slightly too far. Ethereal Dreamer is definitely a 7 furlong horse. So that was probably why she didn't have that extra little bit. So I know she's run well at this distance before, but no, that was a step too far. So we now have Rainbowed. Rainbowed here in second place in terms of breeding. Was favourite, but has been joined by John Paul 2. There's a lot more money on John Paul 2. A horse we know very, very well. And it's a nice distance horse, mile 4. It's ran quite well up before. This is a little bit of an unknown for Rainbow. Can we do this? So there's some big horses here. Cobalt Blue. I know that horse. That is a scary horse. Oh, okay. We have real competition. John Paul 2 and Cobalt Blue. It says this one's for Eddie as well. I'm not sure about that. Let's get into the race. John Paul 2 and Cobalt Blue, my main challengers I foresee in this race, if Rainbow gets the distance. Now, we know mile 2 is probably a little short. We do not know if a mile 3 or a mile 4 is the right racing length. I wanted to find a grade 1. I didn't want to dip down in terms of grade, so we're up to a mile 4 because there were none at a mile 3 for the past 3 months or so. This is a big question mark. Now, I kind of knew the last race wasn't going to go our way. This one could. This one could. Rainbow there settling towards the back. And 11 furlongs. Here you can see again, coming round this long winding bend. Such a long bend that it's pretty much got a straight in the middle of it. And you see us now moving up over the dirt track and onto the regular track, where we should be making one full circuit of this. So we're going to come up to the line for the first time. There's the 1 furlong marker just passed. Deliberation, John Paul 2 at the back. He'll appear out of nowhere at the end. Panoramics there, another horse I remember the name of. Rainbow and Sam's Pride as well, another couple of closers if I'm not mistaken. So there should be 3 or 4 coming from the back late on, which should make it kind of interesting. ZZ Top, Catnor, Stars the Granties, Silver Whistle, Cobalt Blue there on the outside, number 3 with the white cap. That is the horse as well to worry about moving into position. Cruise to the Limit in 4th place. This one's for Eddie. Blue Surf and Kois, however you pronounce that, is leading the way. So we've got 4 furlongs left. We're on the back now. You can see the main grandstand. It's just in view. You can see the back of the big screen TV. And we're just leading now 3 furlongs. Here comes the turn. So now we should see horses come up into position. Cobalt Blue has slipped back a little bit. Not sure where it's going to make its running. But we're a furlong and a half away as we come off this turn. So will John Paul 2 come up? Will Rainbow come up now? Here comes Blue Surf. Blue Surf making the running. John Paul 2 is flying up the field as well. Rainbow to make a move and will finish way down this field. John Paul 2, highly surprising, not up in the lead at all. That's very surprising race. Rainbow and John Paul 2 couldn't do anything. Cobalt Blue ran to form, grabbing 2nd place, but this one for Eddie, that's a great win. An absolutely great win. Down in 9th for Rainbow. And totally outclassed in this field. I wanted to see about distance more than anything. Got the distance well. So maybe a mile 3, maybe a mile 4. that gives us a little bit of a chance in our 4-year-old season, though, to really see where she wants to run. That's more or less why we ran that race. And Crimson Star here, the Mile 2 Breeders' Cup Classic. Low weight, only Melodic Mirage is lower. Private Gold is the similar. They're probably the two other best horses in this field. By some distance, they are. Danish Rebel isn't too bad. But again, it's Melodic Mirage, Private Gold, and Crimson Star running at a Mile 2. And, yeah, this should be mine. Any other horses I know that run well? Yosa, Motor Gym, we know. Roylos, we know. Rockslide, Cayman. Crystal Springs as well. But nothing really to worry about outside maybe Melodic Mirage. Private Gold at the outside with Danish Rebel as well. So really this should be rounding off with a win after such a disappointing couple of races, but maybe not disappointing. Maybe not wins, but we kind of knew one of them was outclassed, and we're just testing the distance with the other, with the best possible field we could. So a 9th there isn't as bad as a 9th finish when I expected a win. So I'm not too disappointed there with Rainbow's performance. And there were a couple of good horses in that field, like John Paul II, who just did not run well, or were outrun by horses I don't know. So that field could have been much stronger than even I felt. If John Paul II is, you know, not even a top 5 horse in that company, that's a scary field. That really is. So we're here now around the first bend, heading on to the backstretch, just over 5.5 furlongs out. Yosa at the back, Crystal Springs and Samba Rooster, Ebony Diamond and Crimson Star there, behind Private Gold and Melodic Mirage and Danish Rebel. The trio, they're just off camera. Best Buddy's fallen off camera now as well. Rockslide is in 5th, Cayman in 4th, Alarmed in 3rd place. 2nd is Roylos here in this nice little purple and white silk. I quite like that. There's something interesting and different about that. That's quite nice. But Motor Gym again is taking the lead and pushing out strong round this final turn. 2.5 furlongs left. Crimson Star, now is your chance. Now is your time. It's time to step up and get something done. 1.8, 1.7, 1.6, 1.5. Crimson Star is starting to make his move. And 1 furlong. Again, all the favourites in this are not doing anything. Melodic Mirage there. Look at Crimson Star. He looks too weak. He looks too weak in this field. And he's not. He's the best horse. By a mile. So Danish Rebel does take it. I did think that horse had a shot. But Rockslide in 2nd. Melodic Mirage ran a little slower than expected there in 3rd. Motor Gym ran way better than expected, as did Roylos. They've done nothing that I've seen. Crimson Star down in 6th, and that is an absolute terrible run. We were hampered inside the final furlong. We had horses in our way. We were boxed in, I believe, around the 2.5 to 3, because I saw a couple of horses from around and behind us sort of move up just ahead of us. So I think that we didn't have a lot of room to make our move round the back of the turn and get in for the sprint. So that is disappointing. That is far more disappointing than Rainbow for me, because that is a race that we should have won. And it's slightly too short as well. So boxed in, slightly too short. Looks like Crimson Star wants to go up to that 1-3 marker. If he wants to go up to 1-3 and Rainbow wants to go up to 1-4, then I'm fairly happy with that. But that's our racing done for the day. We had Hidden Beauty there with a 2nd place on the Friday. Lock Journal, Grand Sahara, both 2-year-olds, joined their 2-year-old colleague with a pair of wins. Starboard Princess continues to excel with a nice win there as well. But our 3-year-olds who I was told I was close to over racing, and a warning that I ignored, and the people don't know for a fact what the over racing does. They have seen horses run a bit poorly in those circumstances. So Ethereal Dreamer, I think, was outclassed, and I'm happy to take a 4th. The top 3 was right there, and you know, that's a shame. That is a shame for me. You know, she gained a rating point. There's not too much wrong with that race. Rainbow finishing 9th in a field where I'm not sure about the distance and everything else, and a really good field as well. Dropping 1 rating point, I'm okay with that. That was more a test. Crimson Star drops a rating point and finishes 6th in a field he should have beaten handily. And yes, he was blocked in and didn't reach a challenging position. I can't blame the jockey really there. You know, sometimes those things happen, or maybe it is the jockey's fault. I don't know. But I've kind of got to take the blame there for racing my 3-year-olds when the head lad told me not to. So they're totally done for the season. They are totally done for the season. Crimson Star is going out to grass. Ethereal Dreamer is going to go to stud because we could probably get her in fall before we run out of time. So we'll get Ethereal Dreamer into the breeding barn because I don't think it's a horse that we need to run, but it's got good potential, good finish application, good extra speed, and 50% cruising burst. I think there's enough here that we can breed from. So I'm sending a 3-year-old filly to the barn because I don't need to see it run as a 4-year-old. And with that in mind, I think Rainbow's glory days have been that Triple Crown, 4th, 3rd, 2nd place, and then the Belmont Oaks. The last 2 races, she was unlucky in the Alabama, maybe. You know, she didn't have the right sort of track. You know, the going was off. It was standard, not good. And this one was a step too far. I've probably pushed her a little longer than I should have done. For the same reasons, I don't want to see her run as a 4-year-old. I'm not sure on distance. And a mile 4, there's not too much out of that distance that I'm really interested in seeing race. So Rainbow and Ethereal Dreamer go into the breeding barn. They'll probably be our KB and what's the other one? Organ Pipe. So we'll probably breed those 2 up to Organ Pipe and our KB. Yeah, Crimson Star out to the field for the season. Starboard Princess and the 2-year-olds. Let me just see about these 2-year-olds. I think their season's done. So Lock Journal can go. Yeah, Lock Journal can go 1 more. My Triple Crown winning, not winning, sorry. My Triple Crown potentials, Hidden Beauty and Grand Sahara, though, they can go out to grass as well for the season. Let's skip a day. And just like that, my racing horses for November and December are Lock Journal and Starboard Princess. With that in mind, I'm going to pause this recording. I'm going to find the last race of the season for both these horses, and we're going to finish off the season in this video. So I'm going to head to the breeding barn, figure out races, and when I come back, we're good to go for the final race of the year. And welcome back, people. So, as you can see, we did manage to breed Rainbow and Ethereal Dreamer to our KB and Organ Pipe. We've also put in Starboard Princess. There wasn't a race towards the end of the season that I wanted her to run, so 30 wins is a good total for her. 20 Group 1 wins, 4 Group 2, 2 Group 3s, 134 rating. Next season I want to breed her to to begin things with Retriever. So I'm not sure if Hidden Recipe and Starboard Bow will make it to next season in the breeding barn. They're getting on a bit, they're losing a bit of their potential, so I'm not sure if that will translate in breeding. So it might be time to change out the stallions we've got. Retriever's still pretty decent and has so many Group 1 wins that I don't want to change him just yet. But starting next season, I'll probably put a lot of these people to retire at the end of next season. But Starboard Princess there with Peter, Paul. I'm hoping that works out quite nicely as well. We're just going to see basically what happens with these horses. But we did book one race. We've got Lock Journal. In the field, you can see Crimson Star is there, ready for his big performance as the best horse in our stables into his 4-year-old season. Grand Sahara and Hidden Beauty, maybe Triple Crown runners are there as well, just raiding up the season. But Lock Journal, one more race to go, 5 out of 6 this season. Only a second place stopping him from being unbeaten. And yeah, it's quite a nice little one. So the 24th of December is tomorrow. Santa Anita, the Futurities, over a mile. Let's get that on the cards. And there we go. So highest rated, lowest weighted, tipsters across the board, apart from the Maths Master, who likes Steph and Stelio, the second horse. So it's the yellow orange with black striped shoulders. So a little bit of black, but mainly that kind of mauvey sort of yellow, kind of browny orange, whatever it is. There it is. It's a yellow. It's a yellow. So we'll see how this transpires over the race. But you can see here now, with 7.5 furlongs left to run in this race, River Rhapsody at the back with Secret Edge and Lock Journal just ahead of it. Patriotic Flame, Steph and Stelio and Wolfall Treasure, their second pack of 3. Arctic Striker, Johar in second place behind Will and Rich, who leads the way as we come down the back stretch. So this is the final race of our season. Lock Journal has raced far less than anybody else in our stables. This was the horse we could not find races for at a young age early on in his season. So it's quite fitting that he gets the round off race as we come now 3.5 to 3 furlongs. Starting this turn, the top 6 are unchanged. Patriotic Flame on the outside of Wolfall Treasure. Lock Journal now is making its way around and should be appearing soon, hopefully. Secret Edge, River Rhapsody as well at the back. Let's zoom out so we can see Lock Journal coming in. And we're here a furlong and a bit to go. Lock Journal making up the headway, looking here as if he's going to get second place. Will and Rich will run all the way and grab it, or will it be Lock Journal? I didn't think Lock Journal was going to keep going. I thought he was going to pull up. I think their Lock Journal, though, ran a pretty good race, all things considered, and takes it by a nice little head or half a length on the line. Absolutely fantastic. Rear early, rear halfway, led near the finish, drove out. So half a length win for Lock Journal here in this Grade 1 Santa Anita Futurity over a mile. And Lock Journal there rounds out with a great win. That will be our last race of this season. And you can see now 3 Group 1 wins as a 2-year-old for Lock Journal. Only that second place when we went a little bit too short at this Grade 3 stops it from being an unbeaten 2-year-old season. So that's on me. I tried to balance out races. I had too many 2-year-olds. That's going to happen, but still a second off pace. That's okay. Moving up 7 furlong, got the job done, got a grade 3, and now all the same, you know, standard at Keeneland and Santa Anita, 110-yard final furlong in a mile race. The Breeders' Futurity, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and the Santa Anita Futurity, a hat-trick of Grade 1 prize races that Lock Journal wins as a 2-year-old, up to 180, not the best sort of 2-year-old rating I've ever had. But like I say, 3 Group 1 wins is nothing to be sniffed at. So, we're going to bring these guys back. We've got a lot of horses. You can see we've breeded a ton of horses this season. We're going to clear up the breeding barn at the end of this season. But you can see here, for next year, going forward, we do have Lock Journal, very nice. We've just seen him run. Hidden Beauty wasn't far away. Again, it's just 1 second place and a bunch of firsts. You know, 2 Group 1 wins. That's not bad at all for Hidden Beauty. Grand Sahara picks up the 3 Group 1 wins and finishes out unbeaten. This is the Triple Crown horse that I believe in for next season. She just needs to be able to get a little bit more length. I think she's up to 1-1 now. So, if she hits her lengths at the right time, we could see another Triple Crown race being won by Grand Sahara. Maybe 2, possibly even all 3. And she will then replicate the form of Crimson Star, who's been outstanding. That last race, things went wrong. He's moving up to a mile 3. So, we'll find out what he can do next season as the lead horse of this. His successor is there as an unbeaten 2-year-old. We got 2 great 2-year-olds and an absolute ton of yearlings to sort through. Next season's going to be fun. I hope this one has been for you too. Until next time though, guys, I've been Chris Orme. This is Starters Order 6. If you like the game, check out the description. There's links to buy it, links to the mods I use, all that kind of stuff. So check that out, like the video, subscribe, come back soon for more Starters Order 6, other series up on the channel. I'm trying to upload very regularly again after quite some time off. So stick around, hope you have fun, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Ta-ra.